If you're a CEO who's planning for a product launch later this year, here's the most important truth you need to digest. If your growth model depends on improving performance over time, you've made a fatal flaw in your calculation. Because adoption has to be designed, it doesn't just happen automatically when you're commercially available. Most healthcare launches forecast the same thing, that performance improves over time, right? That you get early traction, that turns to acceleration, adoption gets easier, and growth compounds. But when you look at the data, that's actually not what happens at all. Nearly 2/3 of launches miss expectations in year one. More than 25% don't reach even half of their forecasted revenue, and only about 20% materially improve their trajectory after the first 6 months, which means that most forecasts aren't just optimistic, they're structurally unreliable. So the question is, what's actually breaking? Because it's not usually the product that's the problem. Do not confuse activity with results. And it's something I think companies get wrong, and it is expensive and it's very painful. They wait until they feel resistance before they try to fix the problem. And if the resistance is visible, you're already downstream of the inflection point you're trying to create to really start to accelerate your commercial growth curve. The fundamental issue that most companies really miss, and it's an expensive miss, is that belief is what changes behavior. Belief is what reduces resistance, and belief is what allows your growth to really accelerate and compound. There are 5 conditions that consistently show up when markets actually move, meaning they change how they think, they change how they believe, they change how they act. And that results in really starting to feel traction and starting to feel momentum and acceleration in the marketplace. So the first one is the problem has to feel urgent, not just important. The second one is the current standard has to feel unacceptable, not just imperfect. The risk of staying the same has to feel greater than the risk of change. And stakeholders have to align across financial, operational, clinical lines. They have to align that change is necessary. And the market has to carry your narrative, even when you're not in the room. And those might sound like small things, but they are the backbone to your commercial growth curve and really the foundation of if you're going to become the next standard of care, or frankly, just another option.